Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a quick look outside our very snowy weather window from this afternoon. And boy, a good dumping of snow overnight. East Wenatchee, about 4 inches of snow, less than that in Wenatchee. And boy, we've been picking it up throughout the afternoon. And this was our shot about mid-afternoon today as we look down at Wenatchee Avenue and downtown from the Cascadian. Our camera's up that way. And it's been a snowy one and it's going to continue. It looks like we'll get a little bit of a break on Tuesday, parts of Wednesday, and then more snow at some point on Wednesday. We could see up to a couple of inches of snow. I think that'll mainly be in the mountains and to our east, but then a much bigger round of widespread snow moves in just in time for next weekend. And we'll talk much more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Wenatchee police reported pulling over a suspected drug dealer Thursday night and seizing more than 1,500 fentanyl pills and about 20 grams of heroin. A Moses Lake man faces a possible 7-year federal sentence for possession of illegal explosives. And Chelan County responds to a voting rights lawsuit alleging excessive disqualification of Hispanic voters' ballots. But first, our top story tonight. A 33-year-old Yakima woman was killed by after being struck by a car while walking along State Route 97 in Omak on Saturday night. According to the Washington State Patrol, Melissa A. Cesares was walking southbound on the shoulder of the highway just after 5 p.m. when she walked into the southbound lane where she was struck by a 1998 Ford Escort being driven by 32-year-old Robert A. Funston of Wenatchee. Funston's Escort was then struck from behind by a 1996 Ford Explorer being driven by 51-year-old Jose Murillo Figueroa of Okanagan. Cesares was pronounced dead at the scene. Figueroa was treated at Mid-Valley Hospital with minor injuries. The State Patrol says no charges will be filed against either driver. Wenatchee police reported pulling over a suspected drug dealer Thursday night and seizing more than 1,500 fentanyl pills and about 20 grams of heroin. The Wenatchee Police Department said they were assisted in the arrest by East Wenatchee Police. 39-year-old Justin Michael Embry of Wenatchee was booked into the Chelan County Jail on charges of possession with intent to sell a controlled substance, fentanyl, and also with possession with intent to sell another controlled substance, heroin. A Moses Lake man faces a possible 7-year federal sentence for possession of illegal explosives. 33-year-old Timothy Richard Ray Riggins pleaded guilty in Spokane federal court on Thursday, nearly 2 years after Moses Lake police arrested him on domestic violence and vehicle theft charges while he tried to hide inside a washing machine. He was carrying 3 large aerial fireworks modified with nails attached to them and had made threats to detonate them. Federal prosecutors say they'll recommend at least 5 years and up to 7 years in prison. Grant County prosecutors have agreed to dismiss local charges against Riggins once his federal case is closed. Chelan County is denying the allegations in a lawsuit which accuses its elected officials of suppressing Hispanic votes. The federal suit filed back in May claims that Chelan, Yakima, and Benton County unconstitutionally rejected ballots filled out by Hispanic voters at a rate 3 to 6 times that of other ballots. The county filed a response brief last week which denies that the county's canvassing board disproportionately rejected ballots filled out by people with Hispanic surnames. The county does admit that one of the plaintiffs in the case, Jesse Reyes, had his ballots discarded because of a signature mismatch in 2017 and 2020. No trial is scheduled in the case until December of next year. Well, coming up next, firefighters and a nonprofit land coalition hope to place water storage in the Chumstick drainage. State Senator Brad Hawkins has introduced a bill that would allow communities to use up to 1% of their lodging tax revenues to help workers struggling with the cost of housing. The Chelan PUD adopts new electric rates for 480-volt electric vehicle charging stations. And Wenatchee Police Sergeant Nathan Hahn was eating lunch at a local restaurant on Friday when a couple walked by and placed a coin on his table and thanked him for his service. We'll tell you more about that. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Ever wonder what it takes for wild birds to survive the longer, colder nights of winter? They can't just turn up the thermostat or throw on an extra blanket. Winter Super Blend from Wild Birds Unlimited provides a super boost of energy and fat, essential for winter survival. Stop by our store to learn how you can help the birds this season and how you can attract more beautiful birds to your yard. Wild Birds Unlimited. More birds, more joy.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not. He's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
Welcome back. In another news, firefighters and a nonprofit land coalition hope to place water storage in the Chumstick drainage to help them fight remote wildfires that pop up between Leavenworth and Plain. The Water Not Words campaign would place underground water storage tanks on private property along the drainage, which has more than 600 homes and has no ready water source for fire protection. Each of the tanks can cost up to $35,000. The Chumstick Wildfire Stewardship Coalition and Chelan County Fire District 3 are accepting donations to the projects at the coalition's website, chumstickcoalition.org. State Senator Brad Hawkins has introduced a bill that would allow communities to use up to 1% of their lodging tax revenues to help workers struggling with the cost of housing. Currently, state law limits how lodging tax dollars to uses such as tourism promotion. Hawkins partnered with Leavenworth Mayor Carl Floria on the bill and said it's communities like Leavenworth and Chelan that are most in need of this sort of housing assistance.
But most of the state programs are geared towards homelessness and the very low income housing. And what these tourism communities need, like Chelan and Leavenworth, are places where they can house their workforce.
I'm hoping my colleagues see this as a unique approach to addressing revenues for workforce housing, because it's not a new tax as some legislators have proposed. It simply provides local governments some more flexibility in how they can utilize their existing lodging tax dollars, because some of the communities like Leavenworth, they're not really struggling to attract tourists. These communities need a place where they can house their workforce, because what's happening gradually is that the people who provide the services in the communities can't afford to live there. And over time, these communities are losing their sense of communities, and that's heartbreaking.
High-speed charging news for electric vehicles are becoming common in Chelan County, so much so that the PUD is considering a new rate schedule for them. PUD staff are considering whether to impose a base $40 monthly charge to companies installing Level 3 DC chargers. Those are the fastest plug-in chargers for electric cars, and they're usually installed and managed by private businesses. Electric vehicle supporters worry the fee might slow down the growth of Chelan County's EV infrastructure. Right now, the county is home to 3 fast charging stations, and many electric car owners want to see that number increase very soon. Wenatchee Police Sergeant Nathan Hahn was eating lunch at a local restaurant Friday when a couple walked by and placed a coin on his table and thanked him for his service. Hahn said he is extremely appreciative of the kind gesture, and the department said it's just one example of the support they receive daily from the community. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma, and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics, and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment, so my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today. Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today. Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Join us each week as the NCW Tech Alliance team networks with individuals driving change in technology, entrepreneurship, and STEM education. Their nonprofit mission is to connect people and technology resources to create a thriving community. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In a market desperate for more housing, more than 240 new apartments are under development with help from the city of Wenatchee. In tonight's features story, the city council last week approved tax breaks that should pave the way for 242 units, 105 of which will be classified as affordable housing. Their developers won't have to pay property tax on those projects for 8 to 12 years.
The first is with the Deer Haven LLC. It's an application for an 8-year multifamily tax exemption program. The project's located in the target area for our multifamily tax program. It's 137 units on 1705 Stella Avenue. The project's in various stages of construction, and resolution number 2021-40 would authorize the city to execute a multifamily housing limited property tax exemption agreement with the applicants. The second one is for a multifamily tax exemption agreement with Eider Properties LLC. This application is for the 12-year multifamily tax program, which allows for either low income or moderate income. The applicant must commit to renting or selling at least 20% of the multifamily housing units as affordable housing units to low and moderate income households, and the property must satisfy that commitment. There's on a yearly basis, we must receive verification in the form of the number of persons in the household, the gross adjusted gross family income, and the size of the unit on a yearly basis to make sure that we're meeting those provisions. We get HUD provides a number as far as the allowable rent that can be charged, and then you run that through the calculation. So that is something that we have to verify every year. There are 3 project locations, one at 1417 Fifth Street for 14 units, one at 1013 Fifth Street for 7 units, one, and then the others are 1101, 1105 Red Apple Road for 84 units. These 3 projects would designate 105 affordable units to the city in the next 12 years. This is, for staff, this is exciting because this is our first multifamily tax exemption application for affordable units, which are greatly needed in the valley.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. Hope you all had a great weekend. Weather-wise, not too bad, but boy, a different story as we made our way into Monday. This is a shot from our Navarre Coulee Sky-Fi Tower camera, and snow has been falling all across our viewing area throughout the afternoon. As I mentioned, about 4 inches overnight last night. We'll get the snow total back up here now that we're seeing some snow, but we're at about 6 inches total for the year. 33 our unofficial high temperature today, and that's pretty much right in the ballpark to where we should be for this time of year at 34. Normal, or I should say our record high was 53 degrees set back in 1979. Boy, we sure didn't warm up all that much, that's for sure. 30 was our overnight low. 3-degree warm up throughout the day today. 25 is our normal low. Record low 4 degrees set back in 1972. 7:40 our sunrise this morning, and the sun still setting at around 4:10 in the afternoon. Taking a look at tomorrow's temperatures, it will be a lot drier as we get into Tuesday. In fact, kind of in between weather systems day tomorrow. A little bit warmer. 37s for Ephrata and Moses Lake, 36 in Quincy, and 35 the high temperature in Wenatchee, 34 Ellensburg, 34 in Cashmere, and 34 for you folks up in Lake Chelan. Tonight we can expect mostly cloudy skies. Here's our area of low pressure, which is bringing that moisture up from the southwest. So we'll still see some clouds tonight and maybe some isolated flurries. Low temperatures a little bit chilly in the mid-20s overnight tonight. For Tuesday, mostly sunny skies. We'll talk in seasonable temperatures. Remember, normal's about 34 degrees. We'll see mid-30s tomorrow. Here's our next system, and it slides down along the coast as we get into Wednesday. Not much happening during the day. Mostly cloudy, but a 50% chance for evening snow on Wednesday with high temperatures around 30. This is in the afternoon, but as we make our way later in the day, there's that snow and there's that 50% chance of it. And I think we'll probably see a little bit on Wednesday. Once again, Thursday then, an in-between weather day with temperatures on the cool side in the mid-30s under partly cloudy skies. For Friday, cloudy. We will see a 60% chance of rain showers developing. Here's our next weather system and the system that's dragging all of that moisture in from the Hawaiian Islands. Friday, not so much. Good chance for accumulating snow once again, and that means a very wet Saturday too. Highs only in the mid-30s. So I think a lot of that will be snow and maybe a rain-snow mix for Saturday. As we get you into the end of the forecast then on Sunday, a bit of a break. Partly cloudy skies. We will see seasonal temperatures once again with high temperatures on Sunday in the mid-30s. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. 26 degrees overnight tonight. Yeah, snow will continue into our evening hours for Tuesday. Seasonal temperatures around 35. Cool for Wednesday and a 50% chance of snow. 30 degrees the high temperature. A break again on Thursday, a little bit warmer and 35. And then more snow, especially Friday night into Saturday. Highs both days between 30 and 35 degrees. And then as we get you into Sunday to end our forecast, partly cloudy skies, seasonal temperatures with highs then around 36. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Dan Koontz, and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5, into the... High school sports is back, and NCWLIFE Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Rivercom 911, and Sangster Motors. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel. 14, they come back.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Happy Monday. Dan Koontz filling in for the vacationing Eric Granstrom. Now it can be told he'll be back tomorrow. Russell Wilson had a very good day, throwing for 260 yards and a couple of touchdowns, and the Seattle Seahawks have won back-to-back games for the first time all year. It was Wilson's 89th game with 2 TD passes or more, so he passes Dan Marino, goes into second place all time. Only Peyton Manning has more with 92 touchdown passes in his first 10 years as a professional. The often injured Rashard Penny had one of his best games ever. As a professional, he rushed for 137 yards, scored a couple of touchdowns. Afterwards, Penny heaped high praise on his offensive line.
I'm just blessed and thankful. I mean, these guys never gave up on me. Go out to practice every day and just keep working. And this is the results. And I'm just thankful. I mean, the O-line deserves this more than I do. I mean, them guys went out there and moved the defensive line all game, and, they controlled the game. It was just all about the running backs hitting the holes and, pressing and doing all the right things.
Needless to say, Seahawks coach Pete Carroll was pretty happy for Mr. Penny, too.
Great day to see Rashad Penny come out like that, and we're so happy to see that. We've been waiting, and you all have been waiting, too, that the guys follow us around. And thrilled to see that he really got loose, and you could see how the explosion and the playmaking that he's got in him. It was on full display today.
It was also a milestone for Pete Carroll. It was his 150th regular season victory as an NFL coach. The Seahawks will take on the Rams in Los Angeles Sunday afternoon on Fox. The Seattle Kraken rallied with 3 goals in the third period to tie it up at 4 apiece on Friday night against Columbus at Climate Pledge Arena. Unfortunately, even though they got all the way back to pull even at 4-4, it went into overtime 3-on-3, and Columbus got the better of it. But they did get the point, even though they lost 5-4. Here are some highlights.
The outside, Schwartz, a give back for Donskoy, who sets up Giordano. He'll walk it. Look for a lane. Donskoy with a shot. He scores!
Get a better look at it right here. Here's Schwartz jumping into the way, it looks like it may have gone off the backside of Schwartz going into the net.
Well done. Donskoy still looking for his first goal of the season, but he initiates the scoring play. Let's see where it goes from here. Geeky's right in. He scores! That's where it goes! Morgan Geeky, but Kraken within one.
Get too excited within the game. Yes, you brought yourself back, but you have to continue with it. You get one more look at Geeky flying it.
Knocked down. Kelly Arncroft goes wide. He stops on a dime and lays it back for Larson. To the outside, done with a shot. He scores! Deck who has the puck. Max Domi, who has 2 goals tonight, out there for Brad Larson. And the Blue Jackets for a check on the exchange. Beam with a shot. He scores! Jake Beam goes stick side on Philip Grubauer, and the Blue Jackets win it in overtime.
The Wenatchee Wild scored early and often over the weekend. They took both games north of the border. Nicely done. On Saturday, 2 goals in the first period, 3 goals in the second. They gave the Wild a comfortable 5-1 lead, and they cruised to a 7-1 victory over Merritt. 7 different players accounted for the 7 goals. And then yesterday afternoon, Wenatchee scored 3 times in the first period, including a short-handed goal. And from that point forward, they eventually took a 4-0 lead, and they handled West Kelowna. No real issues, 4-1. The Wild now improved to 5-10-5 on the year. They returned to the Town Toyota Center for their longest homestand of the year. Merritt will be in town Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then Prince George will be in town over the New Year's weekend. So a nice weekend for the Wenatchee Wild. Let's wrap up the weekend that was in high school sports. We'll start with Friday night, courtesy of our friends at Les Schwab in the scoreboard. And girls basketball, Eastmont got by Shadle Park 47-39. Ellensburg crushing Moses Lake. That's not a typo. 53-12. Cashmere took care of LaSalle. The Lady Bulldogs are undefeated, 54-26, and Waterville Mansfield took care of Bridgeport, 62-46. Boys basketball Friday, again from our friends at Les Schwab. Eastmont completes the sweep over Shadle Park. Cashmere over LaSalle. Ellensburg defeats Moses Lake, and Bridgeport over Waterville Mansfield. To Saturday we go. Girls begin as they should. Eisenhower crushing Eastmont 65-23. West Valley got the better part of Wenatchee 50-38. Moses Lake over Sunnyside in girls basketball Saturday 52-49. Chelan over LaSalle 58-21. Omak over Manson pretty easily by 18 points. And Waterville Mansfield easily dispatching Soap Lake. Boys basketball on Saturday, Eastmont over Eisenhower by a big score and a high score as well. West Valley took care of Wenatchee 72-41. Moses Lake over Sunnyside, so they complete the sweep there. Chelan over LaSalle in boys basketball on Saturday night 65-37. Lakeside over Quincy 74-73, and a nail-biter Manson over Omak 78-65. One score for women's college basketball on Friday. Washington got by Seattle U 77-59, so a victory for the Lady Huskies. College basketball scores on Saturday. Washington State beat Boise State. I didn't show you the score there. That's my bad. Gonzaga did beat Stephen F. Austin. And finally, in men's college basketball on Saturday, in case you missed it, South Dakota State nailing a 3-pointer at the buzzer to upset the Cougars in Spokane. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Monday. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And we are going to check right back in with Dan for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan, back to you.
Thank you very much, Grant. Join me for a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. My guest will be Sean Ziers. We always talk Wild hockey with Sean. He's the interim broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. They had a great weekend. They beat Merritt, as you well know, on Saturday. They beat West Kelowna on Sunday. Now they're going to be back in town for 3 huge games at the Town Toyota Center on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll talk about that with Sean Ziers, and we'll have everything else you need to start your Tuesday, hopefully snow-free. I'll wake up in Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. live and local from this very studio. Grant, back to you.
Thanks a bunch, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5, into
High school sports is back, and NCWLIFE Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Rivercom 911, and Sangster Motors. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.